Having an NBA franchise in our state, and in particular in our city of Seattle, is an economic vitality, an economic factor that we just can't dismiss lightly.
All of the vendors down there in that area during the winter months now, what are they doing?
We rely heavily on the Key Arena and what they book, and the Sonics have been, for basically the entire time we've been here, our biggest ticket. I mean, they are what keeps us in the black. Okay. So, you know, in the summertime when the Sonics aren't playing and there's nothing going on, we lose money. We bleed all summer. But you know, when November starts, we make it all back. So on a Friday night, we'll do twice the volume if a Sonic game is going on. And then of course, if the Sonics win, I mean, you can always count on a huge crowd afterwards. I mean, the mid-90s, we were so busy when the Sonics were good that we couldn't take reservations. We couldn't handle it in any way, shape, or form. Weekday game didn't matter. Sunday afternoon game, no reservations. It was all just first come, first served, and this place was, I mean, it was packed every day, every game. You take that away, take that 41 home games away, it's a huge impact. We're no longer a profitable restaurant.
I know one business that's down 50%. There are three restaurants right on First Avenue where the Key Arena backs up to that have closed their doors. Center House Bistro, which is one of the restaurants right in Seattle Center, has said that she's lost about 50% of her business since the Sonics have left.
I have no doubt that in this year that a tourist-based restaurant business is going to be down significantly. Good Lord, you don't have to be around Seattle Center to be down 20, 30, 40% in a restaurant business. I mean, they're going out of business all over the place. However, these guys are open 365 nights a year, 363 if they're closed on Christmas. As a financial analyst, I would suggest that if they are dependent on 40 nights out of the year, they got a bad business model to begin with, okay?
I mean, it makes us a viable, profitable business to have the Sonics here, and without them, we're not. So, I mean, for us, you know, we have to have it.
Our job here is, if we have an asset, this arena, our job is to put events in it and make it work. We need to put, you know, we're going to put 89 events in the building this year. That's a lot of events. Now, the surrounding businesses will say that's great, but you know, a bunch of those are going to be events that's going to be 5,000 or less. You know, and we lost 41 events where we're going to have 10,000 or more.
Key Arena needs remodeling, whether there's an NBA team or not. There's the hope of maybe getting an NHL team. There's the hope of reinvigorating Lower Queen Anne. There's all kinds of stuff that needs to be done where a remodeled Key Arena is part of that. We're losing concerts to the Tacoma Dome. I mean, give me a break. And the Comcast Center in Everett. Comcast Center is okay. At Tacoma Dome is the worst building ever made. We need those concerts here. So we need a building whether we have the NBA or not. And I think the merchants in Lower Queen Anne, merchants in general in the city have to kind of figure it out and say, you know, we're losing a lot by not having a major league arena.
That building, that multi-purpose building, can be used for other functions as well. Even if you're not an NBA basketball fan, it means that there's the possibility of professional hockey. Concerts, better concerts, less expensive concerts. With a more efficient building, you're able to do more and varied events. Flat floor exhibition space. It means bringing business into the area. It's not just about NBA basketball. A new multi-purpose regional facility would not be solely about NBA basketball. It would be about bringing all these other types of entertainment events into Seattle, which is good for business.
I mean, I think this is part of the overall disappointment with the city of Seattle, that the city is not supporting small businesses and is not helping them stick through this economy. And by not keeping their word for businesses, for keeping one of their big economic drivers in the neighborhood, the businesses are let down. The businesses are questioning how they're going to stick around this area. And this area is becoming a ghost town. And how do we keep it from becoming more of a ghost town?
It's just kind of empty buildings and graffiti, and Lower Queen Anne used to hop when the Sonics were here.
We own Floyd's Place for, you know, we opened that maybe 15 years ago, and we sold that 2 years ago. And one of the main reasons we sold that is we saw the writing on the wall with the Sonics, and we saw the writing on the wall with the Thunderbirds. and it was a sports bar, and we didn't think that place could survive as a sports bar without the Sonics or the T-Birds. In the days when Sean Kemp, I mean, he used to come in for lunch all the time. Nice guy, great player. I mean, how can you not root for people like that? And when they were good and people were coming in, everybody was excited every night to watch a game. It didn't matter how good or bad the team was.
I mean, I look back to the late 70s when they were playing in the Kingdome and putting 30,000 people in there for the Golden State Warriors in February. That's what this town is. And we had football then, and we had basketball, or we had baseball then. It wasn't like this was a one-horse town. But if the team was good and it was the place to be, and people came, and they would come again in the same circumstances.
The NBA was, whether you like the package or not, whether you have to subsidize it or not, it was very good for the city. I mean, it makes us a big-time city when you have an NBA franchise. It's huge. I mean, all these studies that are done, that pro and con for what the dollar amounts do for the city, I don't think you could ever really measure that. I mean, for us, obviously it's huge. And for all the businesses in this entire neighborhood, it's huge. But I mean, even for the whole city, even for businesses that aren't in this neighborhood, it helps the entire city. It brings people to the city, it brings tourists, brings them back. They see how nice the city is and they come back. It's just, I think there's just so many different ways of measuring it, you'll never really know.
To have a championship team here and to have the success they've had here and all that it's brought the city, you can't just measure that in what they sold at ball games.
Well, it's a great entertainment basis, but it's also jobs. You just look at the various the facilities, the number of people that work, whether they're behind a concession stand or tickets. I think it gives the people an association with athletes.
I've never thought that the principal argument for having major league sports teams was that they brought money into a community. Yeah, they do, but they're costly as well. But I just thought this was a civic asset that we should retain just because we are Seattle.
What good is it doing us? Again, go down to Lower Queen Anne Hill and you tell me what good losing the Sonics has done for this city. And I think Lower Queen Anne is kind of a metaphor for what's happened with the Sonics' departure.